There's many legends and stories about this guy that if half of them are true, boys, he must have been an awful interesting time in his seasons in the early years with the Washington Capitals. The one I heard is that when he went to a hospital once, they confused his first name for a woman's name, and they put him in either the what they call the ward for expectant mothers or the women's ward, which seems pretty plausible because when your name is Yvon or Yvon, people take notice of that first name. Yvon Labre, one of the most dedicated Washington Capitals of all time, was originally drafted by the Pittsburgh Penguins but found his major prominence in the expansion years of the Caps. Now, born in the beautiful community of Sudbury, Ontario, he came to major prominence with the Markham Waxers of the Metropolitan Junior Hockey League in '67. Then graduated to the Toronto Marlboros of the OHA. Now, he was eventually drafted 38 overall in the 1969 draft. And here's how, was his kind of weird, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty well the most defensive defenseman of the OHA of that season. 17 points in 54 games. But his resilience on and off the ice, as a good head, as we say, allowed him to be drafted by Pittsburgh. Now, he played the full 70 season in Baltimore for the Clippers with 9 points in 64 games, and then finally got his big jump to the Penguins in '71 with a goal and assist in 21 games. Now, he also played for the vaunted Amarillo Wranglers of the CHL with 2 goals and 9 assists for 11 points. Now, for the next 3 seasons, he found himself with the Hershey Bears and finally back to Pittsburgh in 1974 with a goal and 2 assists. Now, 75, he was a 74-75. He was selected by the Capitals in the expansion 74 NHL expansion draft with off the Penguins roster. Now, he scored the first ever home goal for Washington, beating the Kings' Rogie Vachon. Now, although he was never one to put up big offensive numbers, his value was known as being a hard-nosed defensive defenseman on the ice and an active member of community programs and youth hockey programs off it. Now, for the season he played with Washington from 1975 to 1981, he saw a transition from a struggling team, ladies and gentlemen, to being one of the most consistent franchises in the NHL. Now, the problem is he was beset by injuries. In '78, he only played 22 games in the regular season, 51 in '79, 18 in 1980, and only 25 in '81. But every game he played it with heart and drive and dedication. And he also was team captain for 2 full seasons, from 1976 to 1978, again before injuries took away some of his duties on the ice. Now, he eventually remained in the Capitals organization after his playing career ended. At various times since his retirement, he has served as an assistant coach, color commentator, scout, and director of community relations for the Capitals. Now, Labre's vaunted number 7 jersey was eventually retired by the Capitals on November 22nd, 1981. For obvious reasons, a very, very, again, dedicated player. Smile as big as a day is long. But if you go to various Washington Capitals fan sites and tribute sites, and there was a big article that Sports Illustrated did on that initial 74-75 season, the legend Yvon Labre is much more than statistics. Remember I said a few podcasts ago, if you're a regular listener, that stats are not everything in NHL. This guy was probably comparable, and I hope you bear with me. He was kind of the Serge Savard of the Washington Capitals. He made everything move together. But this was the bummer, ladies and gentlemen, for obvious reasons. Never played a game in the playoffs. It would have been fascinating to see if he would have been in the playoffs with any other team, to see what he would give. Because, the consistency of effort of this guy. And, he in the AHL, he was just as popular with Hershey. Playing 4 seasons with them, the Baltimore, that 1970 season. But I have some friends in Texas said his time with Amarillo made him a fan favorite down there. So again, from Texas all the way to Pittsburgh, to Canada, to Sudbury, all over the world, 5'11", 190, but 10 feet tall in the eyes of many many Washington fans. And let me tell you, Guy Charon, when he took over the captain's duties, said publicly, there's only one Yvon Labre. He said, I can't replace him. I can only keep the tradition going. But what a great guy for hockey, and a true sportsman in and out. Have you ever met him? I guess he's tremendous with the kids, tremendous with all ages, and the women like him too, which is always important. Anyway, that's the legend of Yvon Labre. Have a good day. Bye.